Hey guys, thank you for tuning in for an episode of Team Redemption, where we are not who they say we are because we are God's beloved. I'm the only one up right now. It's like 5 something in the morning. So right now the house is quiet. I'm the only one up, so I'm not gonna be yelling or anything like that today. So I'm talking my little calm voice today. But anyway, so I wanted to get on here real quick because I wanted to give you guys 5 reasons why I feel deactivating your Facebook from time to time or deactivating your social media from time to time is a good thing. So the number one reason, um, the number one reason why, well, I ain't gonna say number one. I'm not even gonna put them in order. I'm just gonna do 5, okay? Because all of them is big to me. Number one, Facebook take up too much of your time. It was a time when I used to be on Facebook or whatever, and I would have other things to do, but I would get so consumed with Facebook that it was just consuming my life. Like if it was things that I needed to do, I could barely get them done because I'm so busy scrolling Facebook or talking to women from my women's group, which talking to women from my women's group isn't, bad, but if God is telling me to do something else, and I'm not doing that because I'm doing what I want to do, then that's when it becomes about me and not about God. So I felt like when I was on Facebook or whatever, that it was taking up so much of my time that I could barely get things done during the day. Now that I'm off Facebook, I'm getting so much things done that I had no clue that Facebook was the reason why. See, you don't know Facebook taking up your time until you get off of Facebook. So when I got off of Facebook, I realized how much time I was spending on Facebook. I realized that it was a problem that I had to let Facebook go for a little bit because social media is not supposed to use you. You're supposed to use social media. And at that point, social media was using me, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to consume so much of my time spending on an app that that people was not even being their real selves. So I'm spending so much time on the app trying to um, basically see what everybody else is doing, reading everybody else's statuses, and half of the time, the people what they are not even living the life that they even post on Facebook. So it's like Facebook is just a different world. Like Facebook is a world where you can be whoever you want to be. So I spent so much time trying to um, make sure that my statuses are perfect. Make sure that I'm replying back to everybody. Like I wasn't spending no time with myself, and that's a big issue. Number two is Facebook gets you, well, any social media platform. Um, it is very stressful, and the reason why I say it is because, yeah, y'all, I got chocolate, whipped cream, sprinkles, everything. Anyway, so it's mentally draining. It drains you mentally. It's very stressful. Excuse me, meaning like people post so much negative stuff. I've never seen so much negativity float around. Everything is negative, even down to politics, down to stuff they believe, even down to their religious belief. Everything is just so negative on Facebook. Everybody has an opinion on Facebook, and 9 times out of 10, the opinion is not even positive; it's negative. And then don't get me wrong, negative opinions is not like a bad thing, but it is when it's constantly negative. You know what I'm saying? Like I have some Facebook friends who are constantly negative, and if you're constantly negative, then that energy is brought over to the next person. Like people really don't believe in spirits and all the other stuff, but I'm a true believer of spirits. I'm a true believer of spirits can go through technology. Spirits can move whether somebody coming into your house. And so I truly believe because you ever be on Facebook and you read something negative and then you get off of Facebook and then you start feeling some type of way. You don't wonder why you now you ain't in the mood to do what you want to do. Now you know what I'm saying? Because I truly believe that spirits do, that's the way they move through technology. Same way with music, the spirits move through music. It's the same way with technology. So I felt like at some point, my mental gets so stressful because you can see somebody going through something on your Facebook page and it may stress you out because you can't help them. Like it's different things that it messes with your mental, it messes with your mind, it just messes with you. Number three, I got off Facebook because I realized that Facebook is another one of Satan's devices. Oh, Facebook is Satan's device. Facebook will have you comparing yourself with the next person. Any social media, but I'm speaking on Facebook because that's what the only thing I had. Well, I had Instagram too, but I really won't use that. But Facebook will have you comparing yourself to other people. Facebook will have you mad at people that you don't even know. You don't even know this person, and they comment was enough to make you riled up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's Satan. That's not God. That's Satan. Number three, it it pushes you to be somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because you can sit right there and see somebody else's life and stuff going all good and stuff like that, even though that's like in the means of comparison. But, it pushes you to want to do things just for Facebook. Like you don't want to do it because you want to do it. You want to do it just for Facebook. You know what I'm saying? For instance, this is my third reason, but I'm going to use it for instance in my second reason. For instance, people will cook just to post a picture on Facebook. They ain't even cooking because they like to cook. Or they ain't, they not going to this restaurant or hanging out with a certain amount of people. It's these certain people because they really like doing it. They only doing it so they can put pictures on Facebook. Like people only take trips and stuff just so they can post pictures on Facebook. You can tell because when you look on Facebook during their whole vacation, they on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Your whole vacation, you on Facebook for what? Because the whole point of you going on vacation was for Facebook, and I don't understand that, and just like as far as ministry work or people in ministry, it's all for Facebook. They don't do it because they love doing it, or they don't do it because they want to do it. They do it because they have an audience on Facebook, and it's all for Facebook. It's not genuinely, it's all for Facebook. Because my thing is this: sometimes I go when we did go on vacations and stuff like that, before coronavirus and stuff like that hit, people wouldn't know it. Now sometimes I go on vacation, sometimes I would take pictures, but I went on Facebook the whole entire trip. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's the whole point of taking the vacation. Taking the vacation to get away. You take the vacation because you want to spend time if you with people, you want to spend time with the person that you with. If you by yourself, it's the time for you to spend time with yourself. But if you look on Facebook, majority of the time, people are doing things just for the likes of others. People are doing things to impress other people, and so when Facebook is the devil, that's how the devil moves, you know what I'm saying? It have people sitting there want to compete against each other, mad at each other. That's Satan devices. Okay, so number four, the fourth reason why I got off Facebook is because it gave me extra time to spend with God. Now don't get me wrong, I was still doing like my 4 a.m. studies and stuff like that, but while I was on Facebook, but since I've been off Facebook during the day, I spend time in my word more than I usually do. I spend time more because the time that I took to be on Facebook, now that time is spent elsewhere. That time is not on Facebook. And it gives me time to get this YouTube channel and stuff going. It gives me time to think and not really worry about other people's opinion. And it gave me an option to really talk to God and see what God wants from me, basically trying to see what other people are doing and trying to validate my videos or validate my studies from what other people are doing. It gave me an option to hear from God and Him only. I don't have the opinions of other people into my ministry. I don't have the the negativity of others into my ministry. It's just basically God telling me, He placed it in my heart what to say. He placed it in my heart how to feel. He's doing that. I don't have to worry about getting validation from other people, because while I'm off Facebook and spending time with God, He's validating me more and more and more. Okay, this fifth reason, which is the last reason, why I'm on Facebook, is because it gives me extra time to spend with my family. I look like when we riding in the car and stuff like that, and sometimes when you ride in the car, you can't help but to look in the car next to you, or you just can't help it. So, and I see so many people where the kids in the back, they're on electronics. The wife or the husband, whoever on the passenger side, they're on electronics. And sometimes the driver on electronics. But when the driver's not on electronics, he look like he's in the car all by himself, or she look like she's in the car all by herself, because everybody else is sitting there with electronics. So me being on Facebook gave me the opportunity when I'm in the car. I get to spend time with my kids. I get to spend time with my husband. We get to listen to music. We get to laugh and joke. We actually get to spend time with each other versus me sitting there playing in the phone, or my kids playing in the phone and stuff like that. So now we actually have a house where nobody is on Facebook. Well, I let Yanaya get on from time to time, but nobody is actively steady on Facebook. We actually have time to spend with each other. We actually have time to spend with board games. We actually have time to spend like getting to know each other. Because a lot of times just because parents have kids don't mean they know their child. You know what I'm saying? And it takes time. It takes time to spend with your child, because as the kids get older, their interests change. You know what I'm saying? The same thing United like when she was 5 years old, she don't like it now that she's 15. So it's different stages in life that kids go through. And if my time is spent if my time is spent constantly on Facebook, I wouldn't even notice the change. I wouldn't notice that, that she just like different things that she like now. You won't know that because you're so busy on Facebook trying to find out what everybody else doing, and then you got a family at home, and they get partial of you. They don't get, they don't get to experience the whole you. They don't get to experience life with you as a parent. So parents don't think just because you had kids that you know them. No, you know people by spending time with them. You know what I'm saying? You know people by engaging with them. You know them by conversating. You know them by spending time. So if you're not spending time and you constantly on Facebook, because we'll sit there, people won't even read their Bible. Won't read their Bible, not at all, because they don't have quote unquote the time. But then if you look on Facebook, how much time you spend on Facebook, you realize you've been on Facebook like 6, 7 hours. It may not have been 6, 7 straight hours, but it was 6, 7 hours off the day when some of that time could have been spent reading your Bible. So I just feel like a lot of times that Facebook is a distraction. Facebook is a distraction. You will not get anything done on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? You will not get anything done on Facebook. Now you can use Facebook for like an outlet, meaning like if you're the type of person who can't get on Facebook just to like post and get off, or to post your video and get off, you gotta keep spending time on Facebook. You need to deactivate. But if you're the type of person who can sway away from Facebook with it activated, where you can just upload your video and get off, then that's fine too, because Facebook and all these different type of social media things, they use up people's time. See, the thing people need to understand is that the way Satan move is, you don't have to be in total what we call worship to him, as long as he can keep you from your Bible. And if he can use Facebook to do that, he's going to use Facebook to do that. Same with Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. He's going to use these devices to keep the family separated. because I'm pretty sure it's somebody right now who's getting a divorce from their spouse because they're not spending time together, and I don't want that to be me, you know, my husband feeling this type of way towards me. So I try to, keep my distance from Facebook. I try to, spend much time I can with God and my family and just do what I need to do. And I've realized that during that time, God is really showing me who I am. He's opening my eyes to a lot of things. So I'm so very grateful for that. So thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Team Redemption, where we are not who they say we are because we are God's beloved. I'm ready to get in here and read my Bible before I have to get the kids up for school and probably take another nap or so. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I hope you guys be blessed.